Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 57. Cetasā sarva-karmāṇi mayi sannyasya mat-paraḥ buddhi-yogam upāśritya mac-cittaḥ satataṁ bhava. We learned that even if one does kamya karma, which is desire-oriented activities as prescribed by the scriptures, but if one renounces the results of the kamya karma with the thought that one is doing just to please the Lord, not for any personal material gains, but to ultimately attain the Lord alone, then even that kamya karma will help one to develop bhakti, and that bhakti matures and one will be able to definitely attain the Lord. Krishna says how to do that in this particular verse. If one follows the way that has been explained in this verse, then Krishna says that person will surely come to me. Arjuna, therefore, do your duty. Your duty is to fight now. Earlier, Arjuna had a doubt that how me fighting will get me moksha, because the actions seem to be kamya karma. Krishna said, no, it is not kamya karma, it is your varnashrama dharma. But even if you think it is kamya karma, still you can attain me, provided you do the way that I am going to explain to you now. Now let's see the meaning of the sloka. Cetasā, by buddhi, that is the intelligence, with the thought that you are my servant and I am your only master. That means having the thought that you are subservient to me. Cetasā sarva-karmāṇi, all the actions you do, mayi, unto me. Sannyasya, giving up. In other words, surrendering. Mat-paraḥ, thinking of only me as the goal, being fully under my protection. Buddhi-yogam, devotional activities. In other words, anything that we do can be considered to be devotional activities, provided that activities are recommended in the scriptures, those activities pleases Krishna, and one has to do for the sake of Krishna, not for any material gains, not thinking oneself to be a proprietor, not thinking oneself to be a doer. Upāśritya, taking shelter of mac-cittaḥ, in consciousness of me, satataṁ bhava, 24 hours a day. That means always, all the time, without forgetting Krishna. Translation: in all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. In the purport, Prabhupada says, for the term sarva-karmāṇi, that is all the activities, doesn't mean one should, however, do things whimsically, anything and everything, whatever they like to do, and just simply offer that result to Krishna, or simply think they are not the doer. A murderer may perform an act and may think, I am not the doer. I don't want the result of my action. I don't own this action. He can also say that I did trivida-tyaga, but that is not going to please Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is only pleased when someone follows the instruction that he is given in the scriptures with the trivida-tyaga. Therefore, anything that which not pleases Krishna is not considered to be devotional service. One should act according to the order of Krishna. This is a very important point. One may ask, well, Arjuna was acting under the personal direction of Krishna. But when Krishna is not present now in front of us, how should one act? Prabhupada answers this question in his purport saying, if one acts according to the direction of Krishna in this book, that is Bhagavad Gita, as well as under the guidance of the representative of Krishna, meaning one who comes in the disciplic succession of Krishna, then the result will be the same. There's no difference. So no one has any reason not to follow Krishna's instruction. In the Sloka, the term cetasā is not new. It has been used earlier also. In 3.30, Krishna said, mayi sarva-karmāṇi sannyasya cetasā nirāsir nirmamo bhūtva yudhyasva vigata jvaraha. Arjuna, surrender all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and that cetasā is what has been explained here as well, that one has a complete thought that I am servant and Krishna is master. I simply serve Krishna in all possible ways, in all my actions. One may think that are we talking about slavery here? Slavery with force? That Krishna is master and we are servant, like a slave who doesn't have a choice? If we read the purport on this sloka, it says a servant has no individual independence. He acts only on the order of the master. He is just a servant. If we read these sentences, we feel that the Lord is almost like a dictator and we are, as a slave, simply do things because we don't have any other choice. But that's not the truth. One should understand that this is not done out of force, out of no choice, but this subserviator is taken upon by those who have understood the real relationship with them and Krishna out of love. A mundane example would be, before 1947 in India, the country was under the rulership of another country. That time no one were happy being so. But from 1947 onwards, India became independent and then the citizens were happy. But they were ruled by someone else again. Even before the independence they were ruled, after the independence they were ruled. But the difference is, earlier they were ruled out of force, whereas after the independence they appointed someone to rule them. So they were happy about it. Similarly, here also a devotee understands the real relationship between him and Krishna and accepts the master-servant relationship and does things very happily. If one examines the scriptures, one will find and come to a firm conclusion that everyone, every living entity are for the purpose of Krishna, existing for the purpose of Krishna. What is the purpose? Krishna is the master and we are his subservient. Therefore, our existence is simply to serve Krishna. How do we do that? Mayi sannyasya, by offering three things. I am not the doer, I am not the owner, I am not interested in the results of my action. And changing the thought into you are the doer, you are the owner, you are entitled to the results of my action. Mat-paraḥ. In this way, whatever we do, any actions as prescribed in the scripture, continuously considering me alone as the supreme goal. Mat-paraḥ. In other words, attaining Krishna should be considered as the important result, with no regard for anything else. Therefore, Arjuna, three things, keep that in mind. Trividha-tyaga, surrender everything to me, keep me as the only goal. How? Buddhi-yogam upāśritya. Buddhi-yogam, through buddhi-yoga. One may ask, buddhi-yogam means jnana yoga? Because buddhi means intellect, intelligence. That means jnana. Therefore, is it jnana yoga? The answer is, the jnana bhava in karma yoga is what mentioned here. Karma yoga has two parts. One is the karma itself, that is the activities, and the jnana bhava, the jnana part, the knowledge part. Karma yoga has two parts, karma bhava, jnana bhava. Without jnana bhava, if one performs karma, then it's simply karma. It is not yoga, it is not karma yoga. When karma is done with the jnana, then that becomes karma yoga. What is the jnana that Krishna is speaking about? That is Trividha-tyaga. So in karma yoga, more than karma bhava, jnana bhava is greater. But both needs to go hand in hand. Just having the jnana bhava but not doing the karma part, karma bhava, is not recommended either. Therefore, what has been said here as buddhi-yogam is actually the Trividha-tyaga that Krishna had mentioned several times. For example, in 2nd chapter, 49 sloka, Durena hyavaram karma, buddhi-yoga dhananjaya. O Arjuna, surrendering all your work unto me with full knowledge of me. What does that mean? Without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship. It is clear from starting of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is sticking on to his principle, how one should perform any activities. In 10.10, Krishna again said, Tesam satata-yuktānam bhajatam prīti-purvakam dadhami buddhi-yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Tam buddhi-yogam, that mature bhakti yoga, that is, having one's mind fixed only on Krishna continuously. It should not stray from Krishna even for a moment. It can also be said that this verse, the first half of this verse, refers to karma yoga, the third part to the vision of the self, and the fourth part, the last line of the sloka, to be bhakti yoga. To conclude, Krishna says that you are my sesha, servant. I am your seshi, master. That means you are subservient to me. Never forget this. Therefore, you should surrender all your actions, including kamya karmas, unto me. You must consider me only as the supreme goal. That implies one should not have any other desire for their own enjoyment. You should retain these thoughts firmly till the end. Behaving thus, keep your mind focused on me ever. By being so, what will be benefit is what explained in the next sloka. Also, the verse explained what in case if one neglects to accept Krishna's instruction. cetasā sarva-karmāṇi mayi sannyasya mat-paraḥ buddhi-yogam upāśritya mac-cittaḥ satataṁ bhava. Namaste. Hare Krishna.